We are here with Josh Green, the founder of Brooklyn Buttery, and we have in front of us a lot of butter. Tell us a little bit about what Brooklyn Buttery is.
So Brooklyn Buttery, we're a company that makes compound butters for use in cooking. So you can saute, bake, schmear, pretty much do whatever you want with them. Basically, wherever your mind and heart desires, you can kind of do with it. It's butter, but it has great flavor, so it really adds to your cooking, really makes it convenient for you. You come home, you're tired from work, slap some flavored butter on your dishes, and there you go. You have a culinary masterpiece in front of you.
And so what is a compound butter versus just like, I added some stuff to my butter?
Yeah, I would say, the difference is more about kind of blending it in with the different ingredients. When you're making a compound butter, you really like to make sure that it's well blended with what you're putting into it. We're gonna make some really cool butters today I'm really excited about. We're gonna make a jalapeno butter and a honey butter. So these are from our test kitchen. We've made some recipes we've made on our own, and we'll show you really that difference between just adding some to your butter and making that compound butter.
Right, and what are things that you find are good to add to butter? People who say, oh, I wanna make flavored butters at home. What are the types of ingredients that work, and what are the types of ingredients that definitely do not work?
So honestly, it's really hard to think of stuff that doesn't work with butter. Pretty much everything works with butter, to be honest.
Butter is magic.
Butter literally is magic. I love butter. That's why I have a butter company. But it really depends on shelf life is really the biggest factor. So if you're adding fresh ingredients like fresh garlic, you're adding like fresh jalapenos, for example, your shelf life is probably gonna be like 5 to 7 days. While you add something that's more shelf stable, there's less water content to it, kind of like a honey, or you're adding spices to it, you're gonna really see that it is, the shelf life increases. So that's really the big difference. But in terms of what you can add to butter, there really isn't anything that I can think of off the bat. I mean, if you go to any restaurant now, you'll see like fish sauce butter, you'll see bone marrow butter. There's so many different combinations. So it's really about where your imagination takes you and what you're looking to cook to really find what type of compound butter you want.
So we're starting here with butter. This is at room temperature, which is very important.
Yeah.
How do we begin making our compound butter?
Yeah, of course. So we're gonna start out with honey butter today. So basically, you wanna make sure that your butter is room temperature, so it really can mix in well with the ingredients. I'll put some in here now.
Yeah, but you also don't want it to be hot. Like, don't melt your butter.
No, you don't want to put it in the microwave and get it all melty, because then it actually gets really gross.
Yeah, that's a whole other product.
Because then when it re-solidifies, the butter actually kind of breaks down in the microwave, so you have kind of like the water and the fat. It doesn't taste good, doesn't look great.
Don't do it.
Yeah, so then we're gonna squirt a little bit of honey in here. Just about a quarter of the bottle is gonna be perfect for this amount. So we have about 8 ounces right now. And
from a sweet butter, why is honey such a good ingredient rather than using sugar or something else sweet?
Yeah, so honey is great because again, honey also has that shelf life. You could eat honey that's 3,000 years old. I was just reading actually in Israel, they found, I think, 3,000-year-old honey, and someone tasted it and they're like, tastes great.
Tastes like honey.
Yeah, exactly. So it is a shelf-stable product, which is great to mix with butter.
Most shelf-stable.
It's literally like the most shelf-stable product of all time. So you're gonna be able to kind of put it in there. It's gonna last on your shelf for a while. So, with toast, waffles, it's like a really nice spread. And that's something we've been working on in the kitchen. So I'm gonna mix this up right now. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of salt too. So so here we go, and we have our honey butter that just came out. Really quick, simple. Should we do a taste?
Yes, please. The salt in that is great. It's like sweet, but just sweet enough.
Yeah, exactly.
It's perfect. And so, all right, so we've got our honey butter. Yeah. How do we make our jalapeno butter?
Yeah, so we'll start with the jalapeno butter. So we start out with some diced jalapenos. So we're gonna do this.
Just throw in the jalapenos there.
Throw in them. Yep.
And again, because this is a fresh ingredient, this will not keep as long as your honey butter.
No, yeah, this might keep, what's interesting though is spice actually acts as an antibacterial. So it can last a little bit longer than like a fruit, for example, because it does have that that capsaicin in there, which does retard bacterial growth. And
a little
bit of salt. So here's the jalapeno butter.
All right, I'm very game for this. No, it's perfect because you even get the little crunch from the jalapeno.
Exactly.
And it adds like a little spice, but not too much.
No, yep.
That's great. And then you made us some recipes here. And let's talk about cooking with compound butters.
Yes.
Because I think for a lot of people, it's, you would think to add the ingredients after, but why is it so good to sort of start with a mixed butter with flavor already there?
Yeah, so cooking with compound butter, Again, you have your flavor in there. It's just one less step that you need to take. So right here is a pasta al limone. So we used our lemon butter in that. And so then instead of squeezing the lemons, you have that fresh lemon juice in there. So with our lemon butter, we use filtered organic lemon juice. So it's fresh, it's in there. There's no preservatives, literally just lemon juice, butter, sea salt, that's it. And it really ups the level of the dish. It really is able to bring that lemon flavor without having to use fresh lemon, which is awesome. And then we also have our maple glazed carrots over here. So we used our maple butter, and that's really nice because the sugars with the butter, when you're braising them, it really like caramelizes and creates this great flavor. So I actually like using it more than normal maple syrup and butter combined, because you really have that flavor combined and really caramelizing, and it makes a great taste for the carrots as well.
Cool, well, I'm gonna go eat this. Goodbye now, Josh. Thank you. No, thank you so much, Josh, for coming, for cooking for us, for bringing us your butters, and for teaching us how to make our own compound butters. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And if you want more, you can obviously pick up Brooklyn Buttery. Thank you so much.